You work years for the job that you wanted. You studied for it, you sacrificed for it, you built your life around it. But now something feels different. You're more irritated, you're more exhausted, and the thing you once dreamed about feels like it's draining you. If that's you, this isn't random. There's a reason why this happens. I'm Cyrus Ausar. I run a burnout recovery center, wrote Burned Out but Built for More, and have spent over 25 years leading community impact. The goal is to be better than we are yesterday and apply that every day. Most people think burnout comes from working too much, but some of the most burned out people I meet are the ones that actually achieve their goals. They built careers, they created stability, they became the person everyone depends on. And that's exactly where the pressure begins, because now you can't just walk away. You can't just slow down. You definitely can't just figure it out later. So you keep going, even when it feels off. Let me give you a real example. One client I worked with was a dentist. He told me something that stuck out with me. He said the hardest part of the job wasn't the work. It was the energy. People already expect to hate going to the dentist. So they came in frustrated, tense, sometimes even irritated before anything started. And day after day, he absorbed that. Over time, he found himself mentally checked out. During breaks, he would try and escape by just being on the phone, being completely drained. And what stood out the most was this: he didn't hate dentistry. He just didn't recognize how much it was taken from him. This is one of the biggest patterns I see. People think they know where their burnout is coming from, but they're wrong. They say, it's my job, it's my schedule, it's my workload. But when we really break it down, it often is something deeper. I've worked with someone who believed their burnout came from their career, but the real issue wasn't work. It was unprocessed grief. They had never fully dealt with losing their parents. That emotional weight didn't disappear. It followed them into everything: their work, their energy, their mindset. Burnout isn't always about what you're doing. Sometimes it's about what you're carrying. When identity becomes the job. Another major issue is identity. At some point, your career stops being something you do and becomes who you are. You're no longer just working. You're the provider. You're the leader. You're the reliable one. And when that happens, something dangerous starts to build. Pressure without release. Because now rest feels like you're falling behind. Slowing down feels uncomfortable. And stepping back feels almost impossible. The question that reveals everything, there's a question I ask people in sessions, and it usually stops them. What do you do when you feel yourself getting burned out, agitated, or angry? Most people don't have an answer. They push through. They distract themselves. They go on their phone. They tell themselves they'll deal with it later. But burnout grows in what you ignore. So let me tell you about some solutions. Identify the real source. Before you try to fix burnout, you have to locate it. And it's not where you think it is sometimes. Where it actually is, you have to ask yourself, what drains me the most mentally? What situations leave me feeling heavy? What have I been avoiding emotionally? Sometimes it's work. Sometimes it's relationships. Sometimes it's something you never gave yourself time to process. Until you identify the real source, you'll keep treating the symptoms. This is the big one. If your job disappeared tomorrow, who would you still be? Most people struggle with that question. Start rebuilding identity outside of work. That could look like activities you enjoy without performance, conversations that aren't about responsibility, time where you are not needed by anyone. Your life has to be bigger than your role. Build small recovery points into your day. Most people wait until they're completely burned out to rest, and that's too late. You need small recovery moments throughout the day, not just at the end. And you know what this can be? 10 to 15 minutes of quiet time without your phone, stepping away between clients or meetings, breathing space before walking into your next responsibility. Burnout is not just about needing a vacation. It's about never giving yourself space during the day. Stop carrying everything alone. High performers carry a lot. I mean responsibilities, expectations, other people's emotions. But not everything you carry belongs to you. This is where boundaries matter. Not aggressive boundaries, clear ones. When you recognize what is mine to carry and what isn't, you gotta rebuild intentionally. Rebuilding doesn't always mean quitting your job. It means adjusting your life so it actually supports you. That may look like changing how you structure your day, having conversations you've been avoiding, letting go of unrealistic expectations, creating space for yourself again. You don't need to destroy your life to rebuild it. You just need to become aware of what changes need to be made. If your dream job is starting to feel like it's draining you, that doesn't mean you made the wrong decision. It means something in your life needs attention. And the sooner you recognize it, the easier it is to rebuild. If any part of this resonated with you, comment reset below and I'll send you the Burnout Check-In workbook that we use with people beginning their recovery journey. And if you're new here, this channel is all about helping people who feel overwhelmed, overworked, or stuck rebuild their clarity.